limits are shown in the umbrella declarations and also found within the limits section of the umbrella. It is to that. For example, an umbrella policy that lists on its declarations page that the policy limit is $25 million each occurrence. $25 million annual aggregate should raise questions. Is the insurer providing an aggregate limit that are different from the underlying policies? Is the intent to impose an aggregate limit for policies that do not include an aggregate limit of insurance, such as the business auto liability coverage? Does one annual aggregate limit actually mean it is the most the umbrella insurer will pay in total for a policy year, despite the fact that the underlying includes multiple aggregate limits, such as CGL, a general aggregate limit, and a separate products completed operations aggregate limit? Or does it mean that separate aggregate limits may apply to each underlying policy, such as the employer's liability policy for disease or the liquor liability aggregate limits? Most favorable. Following wording is offered for the most favorable to the insured. Section 3, Limits of insurance. The limit of insurance shown in the declarations each occurrence. The most we will pay for damage arising out of any one occurrence or offense. The limit of insurance shown in the declarations as aggregate, where applicable, shall apply in the same manner as the aggregate limits in the schedule of underlying insurance. In the above wording, the umbrella declarations will list the aggregate limit as an applying where applicable in lieu of annual aggregate. Thus, the umbrella will apply its aggregate limits in the same manner as the aggregate limits are shown. Schedule of underlying insurance. No aggregate would apply to the business auto liability coverage. The aggregate limit in the umbrella would apply in the same manner as the CGL. If liquor liability is listed with an aggregate limit, then the umbrella will apply its aggregate limits separately for liquor claims, and so on.